Hey there, this is Allan from mindvisionmedia.net, and this tutorial is going to deal with the 2011 theme. This is a common theme. It's an older theme, but it's still quite popular. It's by the WordPress team, and we'll be working on version 1.5 today. It's considered a basic theme or a starter theme. A lot of people use it to build templates out of and modify it. We won't be going too deep into code modifications, but I will show you some very nice tricks and tools to help modify your 2011 theme. I'm also going to show you how to create a child theme so you can work on a child theme instead of working on the parent theme. And so we'll get into that a little bit, and as well as show you a couple of plugins that will make your life a little bit easier. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Basically, you're going to be working inside of your cPanel. Basically is your server, wherever your WordPress installation is, and you're going to navigate to your themes directory where your theme folders are located on your cPanel. And basically what you see here are some folders: responsive, demo, child, 2011, 2012. Okay, those are basically the themes that I have installed and the themes that you see when you are in your theme manager inside your dashboard. Alright, inside of WordPress. Okay, these themes right here are the themes that are currently installed and the theme at the top is your current theme. And so those themes have folders or directories that correspond on your server. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a child theme for this 2011 theme. Alright, so we're going to open up our root directory theme folder. Okay, you need to be in your root section, and once we open that up, we see same thing that's listed here. Alright, but we want to make sure we're on our root. Okay, and we have the themes folder selected, expanded, and we want to click the create new directory button. Alright, and we're going to name that directory just like the 2011 directory, except we're going to add a suffix to it. Just going to put dash child. Okay, so I know that it's the child theme for the 2011 theme. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that. Alright, and we'll go ahead and refresh. And now you see we have a 2011 child directory. Okay, 2011 child directory that we created under themes on our server under the root. Alright, so if we go into that folder, there are no files. Alright, so in order for a child theme to work, we need to add a file. Basically, I'm going to open up Notepad. You can open up your favorite text editor, Notepad++ or Notepad. I don't recommend using Microsoft Word or any programs similar to Microsoft Word, because the formatting that comes along with those programs can break your code. Alright, so once you open up your text editor, we're going to need to create a CSS file for our child theme. Now I'll have in the description a link to this file with some instructions and also the code needed to create a child theme, just so you have it handy. Alright, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I have the code all ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste that in our new file. Alrighty, and I'll go over this snippet of code for you before we upload it to our server. Basically, it has the theme name. In this case, it's the 2011 child. It has a theme URL, which is where your installation is located, your website / whatever directory or whatever. Description: this is the child theme for the 2011 theme. Author: my name is Allan, and I don't currently have on this demo site a page about me, an about page, so I can go ahead and leave that or delete it. But if you have a page about yourself or about the author, you can put that URL here. And the template, this is very important. Notice it says 2011, and notice how it's spelled and how it's written out. This is not the way it's spelled here. It's a common mistake. Okay, we don't want the theme title, we want the theme directory name, basically, okay, which is 2011, which, if you notice on your server, that is the way the parent theme directory is spelled, lowercase, one word. Okay, so that's very important. You want to do that. And in this case, we're working on, I believe it's version 1.5. Go ahead and put that in there. And now this piece of code here is important as well. You want to import the basic style sheet from the parent theme. Okay, in other words, we created a child theme from the 2011 theme. And to start with, we want at least the basic setup and the basic layout and styles that are native in the parent 2011 theme. And what this snippet of code here does is import that style.css file from the parent theme 2011. Okay, and once you have that set up, alright, inside of a text file, we'll go ahead and save that. I'll go ahead and save it to my desktop. And let's see, why don't I just call it style.css. Alright, it must be named style.css. Okay, you have to create a CSS file for your child theme, and we'll go ahead and save that. Don't mind that, I had a duplicate. And now that we've saved that, then it's named style.css on our desktop. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now inside of my new 2011-child directory folder, which is currently empty, no files, I'm going to go ahead and upload from my cPanel. Go ahead and browse for that file, go to my desktop, you know how to do this stuff. Go ahead and select the file. There it is, style.css, and I'm going to go ahead and upload that to my new child theme folder. Alright, now that's in there, let's go back to our theme manager inside of our dashboard in WordPress, and let's refresh. And as you can see down here at the bottom, a new theme has popped up in my list, and it's called the 2011 child, and it's by yours truly, Allan. Alright, that is the child theme we just created with that one little piece of code right here. Okay, that's just how easy it is to create a child theme. Now, we're not done yet. If you notice, this child theme has no icon or no image, and that looks kind of tacky. Everybody else has an image, so let's add an image to that. Quick, easy way to do that from your cPanel. And before we do that, pay attention to this address right here. Alright, you want to go ahead and highlight that and copy that. We're going to need that. Now we want to go back to our root side over here and click on the parent theme folder. Alright, and we want to scroll down inside the parent 2011 theme, not the 2011 child theme, but the 2011 theme, which is the parent. And we want to scroll down and look for screenshot.png. Alright, that is the screenshot for this theme, and we're going to copy that over to our child theme folder. Now you should have an option on your C panel. I'm using iPower, but you should have something similar. You want to click copy, and it asks for a destination directory for the selected item. I'm going to go ahead and paste in that URL to our new child theme directory or folder, and click copy, and that gets copied over. Go ahead and click back on our child theme folder, and now you see we have our style.css file we created from Notepad, and we now have a copy of the screenshot PNG file. Alright, so if we go back over to our theme manager inside of our dashboard and refresh, our child theme now has an icon, just like the parent theme. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and activate this child theme by clicking the activate button. Okay, I'm in HD, so my screen is a bit limited here, so I gotta move around, just bear with me. And now you can see that I have my current theme is the 2011 child theme by Allan, yours truly, version 1.50, and it is the child theme for the 2011 theme, as in our description in our CSS file. And if you notice here, it says this child theme requires its parent theme 2011. Alright, so that was all that code in that header for our new CSS file for our new child theme. Here's our parent theme template and importing the style sheet from the parent theme style CSS. Alright. Okay, so now that we got that going, we have the basic setup for a child theme. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is our current parent theme. Let's go ahead and refresh that. And now we are looking at our child theme. Okay. As I said, it's a pretty basic theme. It's not too flashy, but there's some things I'm going to show you today that help you spice it up a little bit. So we activated our child theme, and hopefully you paid attention. If you need to pause the video or rewind that setup for a child theme, you can go ahead and do that. This of course applies to any WordPress site. That's the basic formula for setting up a child theme. I won't get into child themes completely in this tutorial, but I do have several child theme tutorials on my YouTube channel if you're interested in getting in deeper. You can add other files to that child theme directory and edit those without editing your parent theme. And the reason for that is if you have to update your parent theme, all your changes will disappear. So if you're working on a child theme, you can go ahead and update the parent theme, and only the updates will show up in your child theme. You might have to do a few slight adjustments, but for the most part you won't lose your customizations. Spend all those hours working on stuff and customizing your site, you don't want to lose your changes in case you have to update the theme. Alright, so now that we're working on our child theme, let's go ahead and make some changes to this site. As you can see, it's pretty darn basic. Going to jump into our appearance area, go to theme options. There aren't too many options available here, but we can just browse through here. You can change your color scheme, which we'll be doing today. change your link color, default layout. Let's see, I think I like content on the right. I'll go ahead and save that. These are just some basic things I'm just running through here. Custom header, you have a choice. Now, as you notice, like every time you change pages or click on a link or refresh the page, your banner changes, and that's because of this setting right here. Default images. Okay. Random, show a different image on each page. You can turn that off by selecting one of these static images or uploading your own right here. Alright, and that will keep the same banner at the top of your website or blog throughout your website. Okay, so I get a lot of questions on, hey, how do you stop that from doing that? Because every time I go to a page, my banner's different. So you can create a bunch of banners of yourself and then select random and have them rotate through your banners. Doesn't necessarily have to be these default banners. Okay, but you can turn that feature off, which we'll probably be doing today, by selecting one of these other images. Alright, and you can also have some header text, and you can select whether or not to show that header text along with your header image. Alright, so those are some basic settings in there. Now what I like to do once I get a site set up is go into my settings. Just go over this really quick. It's where you double check your site title, your tagline, and I like to make sure there's a www dot in front of my website. Looks more professional. And double check your email address and your date format, time zone, and time format, etc. Also go into the writing settings and just run through that. Just make sure everything's okay. Pretty much default for the writing settings. In the reading settings, here's where you select your front page. And it can either be your latest post or it can be a static page. Now, as you can see, this is like my latest post. So if I go back in here and select static page and choose, let's say, the sample page, for instance, go ahead and save those changes, go back to the home page and refresh. Pretty much have the same thing, and that's because of the page template itself is set for that type. So let's go to pages, edit the sample page, which is, and it has a setting for the default template. Let's go ahead and put the sidebar template on there. See what happens. Should change things up a little bit. Alrighty, here we go. We have a sidebar now instead of the normal blog summary type page, and it's showing a static section right here. Alright, so that's where you can control that. That's inside of your settings and the reading. What shows up on your front page. You can also select a post page. So pages, once you start creating pages inside the 2011 theme, you can select them here, and if you want those pages to show up first as your home page. Alright, so you can choose how many blog pages to show at most, how many feeds, if you want full text or summary, blah blah blah. And then the discussion settings I like to check really quick. I'm going to go through these. Attempt to notify any blogs linked to from my articles. You want to have that checked. Comment, author must fill out name and email. You definitely want folks to fill out a name and email if they're leaving comments on your WordPress site. You want to make sure it's not a spam bot or a robot trying to leave spam on your website. And just some basic settings. Pretty much leave everything default for this to get you started. You can get deeper into that as you go along. Media, you can set your thumbnail size here, your medium size images, how big you want those to be, and large size is usually 1024 by 1024, but you can edit all of these different dimensions if you prefer a different size for your images. And permalinks really quick. You want to make sure post name is selected. It makes your pages and posts a lot easier to find by search engines and also by search query. So that's a good thing to have. Simplifies things for the browsers and for search criteria. Alright, so now that we've gone over that really quick, let's go to plugins. Now this will probably be a part 2 to this tutorial. I want to cover pretty much everything, kind of give you guys a good once over for this 2011 theme. I've showed you how to make a child theme, and I'm going to show you how to add some really cool tools. Alright, so let's go to add new. And we want to go ahead and type in 2011 theme extensions. Okay, and click search plugins. Now it should be the first one that comes up. Okay, it's got 5 stars. You want to go ahead and click details. You want to do that for each plugin. And if you notice here, it says this plugin has not been tested with your current version of WordPress. And it states over here requires version 3.2 or higher and compatible up to 3.2. Well, we're at 3.5, almost 3.6 on WordPress. It's been downloaded 52,000 times, and I'll tell you folks, I've used this plugin and we're about to use it, and I haven't had any issues with it. It's pretty effective for what we're trying to do, and like I said, I haven't had any issues with it. Alright, so use it at your own discretion, but I just wanted to advise you of that. I'm going to go ahead and click install. You can always uninstall it if it causes problems or conflicts with other plugins. And I'm going to go ahead and activate that plugin. Alright, so now we have the 2011 theme extensions plugin activated. And if you notice, inside the appearance menu, we now have theme extensions, which is an added toolbar in the dashboard. Let's go ahead and click on that. Alright, now it says 2011 theme extensions, alright, by Moz Tools, and this is what it gives you. You can decide whether or not you want these added options. Okay, enable the widget sidebar on pages, enable the widget sidebar on single post pages, left align the widget titles, okay, with the contents of the widget, enable sticky post as headlines, change the height of the new images created on header admin page. Wow, that's great. Now the default is 288 for that. I already know that, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. I had made some modifications earlier and it obviously saved my settings. So let's see. You can force all existing header images to be this height. In other words, if you reset the height of your header image, it'll force all the header images that it rotates through to be the same size that you changed this to. Okay, if you have that checkbox marked. And also custom colors, enable custom colors. It'll give you extensive theme options, as you're going to see in just a second. And include custom CSS styles for the blog. You can also add that option. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just save those real quick. And if we go back to theme options, remember how few options you had at first when you first installed it? Now look, you can modify all of this stuff now for the 2011 theme. Alright, you can do the link color, post text color, title colors, the background color, the page border color, background contrast color, everything. Header background color, menu background color, menu highlight color. That means your rollover. So your menu is one color, and when you roll over it, it changes colors. You can change all of that right here, right now, just from installing that plugin. So that's just adds a ton of features to your site. So let's go ahead and take a look at our site now. Once again, it's just kind of blah. I did add the sidebar template to the home page. Let me go ahead and change things up a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and do the dark theme color for the color scheme, and go ahead and save those changes down at the bottom, off screen from you, but you know how to save your changes. And let's go ahead and refresh. Alrighty, it's looking better already. Okay, now let's say I want to change page background color. I just simply click on here, choose a color. Alright, go ahead and save my changes. Come back to the site, refresh, and there you go. I just changed the page background color just like that. Okay, so I'm not going to get into every single color here, but like I said, this allows you to do so much. It is incredible. Alright, so go ahead and change that back. Go ahead and save that. Go back to the page, refresh. And there we go, back to our dark theme. Alright, so just with that one plugin, you get all of these options here, which enable you to modify your theme's colors, links, background, menu, you know, just a ton of power. And like I said, initially you can change your basic color scheme, which is not so limited anymore with this 2011 child theme extension plugin. Alright, so next I'm going to do another plugin really quick. And we're going to go to add new, and we're going to go to Tiny MCE Advanced. Okay, Tiny MCE Advanced. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and install that. And as I said, there will be a part 2 to this. I'm going to go ahead and activate that. Now we have the Tiny MCE Advanced. We're going to go ahead and install one more plugin that goes along with that Tiny MCE Advanced, and it's called the Black Studio Tiny MCE. Let's type in Black Studio Tiny MCE, and there we go, Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. Okay, we're going to go ahead and install that and activate that. Okay, so now we have Tiny MCE Advanced and Black Studio Tiny MCE widget, and we're going to use this as an opportunity to go ahead and end this portion of the tutorial for the 2011 theme modification. This is Allan from mindvisionmedia.net. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at my website. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel, and stay tuned for part 2 of the 2011 WordPress theme modification.